mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha, now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want to make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. And I never hear something.
And this is not the only one fell in the area. So we don't even know what to do right now. Because this explosive, if you stay indoor, it will still come. So we just don't really know what to do. So they have, the corpse is right beside me. They have covered the corpse with a mat, as you can see. So people are in a serious panic. The outside, everyone is outside. Just panic.
Thank you. Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching from. Joining me again tonight. This is Maiyegun Live.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Wannan motar da sun ka ɗauke fasinjoji ne gaba ɗaya, ba su raga ko mutum ɗaya ba, kuma duka sun wuce da su, sun shige daji. Ubangiji Allah ya kawo mana ƙarshen wannan masifa. Ubangiji Allah ya kawo mana ƙarshen wannan masifa.
Ga matan nan can?
Ku kira mata saboda wannan waya.
Wannan matan
Duk kowa an kwashe.
Har da wani kayan da za su iya loda a mashin sai da suka ɗiba suka loda a mashin suka.
Alu inna lillahi.
Ah.
Alu inna lillahi.
Good evening to you once again. Yeah. The video you just watched, that was 2 days ago when they call them bandits, but terrorists on bikes, right? And they struck on Kaduna, Gwari Road, and they kidnapped 70 travelers who are mostly traders. Their whereabouts and those killed during the whole exercise are yet to be known until another one that happened today. And this time around, it is the Boko Haram. That is, it's Boko Haram that shot rocket bomb, whatever it is. And it killed 5 children, school children mostly, as we have been told. And that's the first video I shared with you, where people are scared to be in their house. And Buhari was visiting them today. So that then brings us back to the same question we love to ask all the time. Some of these that many are, this particular question that many pretend that, well, it's ironical. There's no answer to it. What is the worth of the life of a Nigerian? You watching me right now, if you have to sum it up, with all that is going on right now, if you have to put it all together, what would you say is the worth of the life of a Nigerian? And for the public officials who are still getting paid, they are still getting paid, they are still giving themselves promotions, they are still getting themselves emolument and all what have you. Who is to be held responsible for all this death? Or if you think the life of a Nigerian is possibly worthless, nothing. On paper, the life of a Nigerian worth absolute nothing, especially if you don't belong to those known names. Even if you're a politician, you can get killed and that's it. They'll count you as a statistic. So it's worthless, according to those who want us to be patriotic to Nigeria with what they have done. How do you know? Whenever terrorists strike like this, kill people, most of the time, their media will give us the random number or round figure. 69 people killed, 70 people killed. Most of these people killed, you will never know their names. Talk less of knowing where they are from, family members, and the rest. And that is the Nigeria, the patriotic, the Nigeria that they want our patriotism. If you go on Twitter, so you're watching this video, if you go on Twitter and you type in Kaduna Gwari Road, Kaduna Gwari Road, it will bring back the many times that the terrorists just stroll to the highway, stop all the traffic, and start picking Nigerians, whoever struggles with them, they shoot and kill you there. Start picking them like going hunting. And every now and then, your government, especially this useless government you have in Nigeria today, they always come out to say, we will find the culprit, we'll find the culprit, we'll proceed, blah, 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 which never happened. Go on to Twitter. So I typed in there, and the following came up. Said, in January 2021,
what do you call it, scores killed by bandits in Kaduna, bringing Gwari Road. 2 days after that, the Nigerian army said they went there, they've cleared them out and all of that. They've killed many bandits. We never really see any of those bandits killed. The people the bandits kidnapped, they were never really rescued until their family members paid ransom to the terrorists. Now, that same Bringing Gwari Road says here that 164 passengers abducted sometimes in May. This is actually May 2018. All right. Then 164 passengers on that road. Another one. This was June 2018. They put the total number of people kidnapped on that road in 1 month. They put everything at 201 Nigerians kidnapped, marched into the bush by terrorists. Now, in December 2017, 14 people were kidnapped on that same road. Strolling up in November. Oh, I'm gone. That's not, yeah. Now, here is March 2021, where over 158 people confirmed kidnapped in March alone, bringing Gwari, Kaduna, Abuja, bringing Gwari Road, so to say. Now, this is a regular occurrence where those who have been victims, many of them who have successfully or luckily been, bailed out of the, the captivity of this terrorist. Many of them don't stay in Nigeria anymore. We had a video of a lady who was crying on a video chat not too long ago. She was talking about how she was raped, brutalized, and the rest of that, abandoned by Nigeria, abandoned by the rest of the world, who will never give them any asylum, so to say. So the victims who are supposed to be Nigerians, what is the worth of their, let me say, what is the value of the life of a Nigerian, of the life of a Nigerian? And if you think the life, your life is so valuable, think about this. If that life is taken away right now in the most brutal, violent way, you, as a patriotic Nigerian, do you have a confidence that whoever take your life, that Nigeria will serve justice on them? Do you believe that? Now, most people don't. And this is a personal question that you probably should ask yourselves. I do ask myself that if I have to say I'm a patriotic citizen of a place, well, my life worth nothing. So if I want to be patriotic, I'm so patriotic about this place. But I know I can, if my life is taken right now, it's just going to be one of those lives taken by any of those terrorists, enabled by the system that is even terrifying and terrorizing more than you can even imagine for those who have survived it. And for those who are living within it, they've got so used to it as well. So where do you think that patriotism will come from genuinely if we are not actually just lying to ourselves? So if my life is taken, if your life is taken, and you know, obviously there's no real justice, especially if it's done by the terrorists who roam, make money, and roam about in that country, make money in that country. So patriotism comes from what you can at least touch or feel. Nigeria only have one thing to offer you: pain. So patriotism towards a country, in all honesty, comes from the value the country places on your life. The rest of the world possibly knows that the life of Nigerians, especially in the hand of the Nigerian rulers, worth nothing. Nobody is held responsible. Nobody wants to be held responsible. Everybody is like, let's forget it. That's another thing. Let's forget about that. Let's move on. And that is why when people don't get, when people are never held responsible for their actions, and you can always be like, let's get on. Now you are about to get on into another election, 2023. And guess what? The characters that contributed to the calamity, to the disaster that you have right now, are the characters presenting themselves as the alternative to take you out of the whole thing. They need your patriotism. So this is where some of us questioned why should we be part of a place that has no real value for human life? And it's not just about the terrorist. Let's talk about actions and responsibilities. If Nigeria was to be a real place, the data of how many people, how many lives are being lost needlessly due to the lack of proper medical facilities to take care of simple ailments before they become something so serious, life-threatening, deliberately, because of their greed and selfishness that cut across every part of governance in that country. Just like a sworn occultic arrangement, kind of. They denied millions of people this opportunity of having access to at least good quality standard healthcare, affordable too. A responsibility that should be that of the leadership. So they have failed in that part, but people say, let's just move on. But you don't move on from such things, because you see all those crimes, because they are crimes, yeah. All those crimes can be considered as crimes against humanity. Children who are supposed to have access to early, or let me say primary health care, real one that saves and protects them. The millions of them don't have access to them. Yeah. If you have a very well-funded, structured healthcare system, we would probably not have raised the generation of idiots, people who can't really think, people who can't really do things on their own. They have no capacity to reason clearly, because the development, their development is jaundiced. Most of our developments are jaundiced, by the way, except for few that act smart, but most of the time can't even think outside the box as well, especially if they have to think about others, not themselves. So when you don't have a working healthcare system that could indeed monitor the growth, the birth, and then those things that goes into raising a healthy child that develop like mentally, So the ruin, the destruction of corruption their corruption, the effect of their corruption on the public infrastructure like healthcare system has denied many the opportunity to possibly be still, to still be alive today. But yeah, we can move on. The guy just painted the clinic. The guy just bought us a new transformer for the street. So let's just move on. Meanwhile, right before our eyes, they have now normalized going abroad for their treatment. They come over here to get their treatment because they lack shame. And at the same time, there is no probity. When I say probity, coming from the people, you, whose lives depend on some of what the decision they make. So usually if you don't get affected, if you don't feel affected directly, or if you don't even know that you are affected directly by their stealing and looting, maybe this can give you an idea into that. If you have lost your loved ones, your child, you've lost a child simply because, or you know somebody who have lost their children simply because they couldn't afford to pay 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira just to get a little medical attention, something, because they couldn't afford, they couldn't raise 500,000 naira, 5 million naira to take somebody to India, 10 million naira, all those things, because they couldn't raise them. They lost their loved ones. Why do you have to go to India? Why do you have to go and raise money for kidney transplant in India if Nigeria, the giant of Africa, have responsible leaders? Those are the questions we ask ourselves. Why do you have to go to the UK? Why do you have to go to the US? When you have the biggest population of people in the entire Africa, you are supposed to be the biggest economy in the entire Africa. You should be the biggest in everything in entire Africa. The entire Africa should be looking up to Nigeria. But where is Nigeria today? Because of the failed leadership. But when you talk about failed leadership, you should talk about dumb and failed followership too. Because if you don't have dumb followers, you will never have dumb and selfish leaders. Responsibility is not theirs. They normalized it. The president of Nigeria received medical treatment in the UK. The wife of the president of Nigeria receives medical treatment in Dubai. The next man they are thinking will be the president of Nigeria, Tifnumbu, receives medical treatment in America and here in the UK. The other one they are also thinking will be their president is Atifku, who also receives his own medical treatment in Dubai. Many of your state governors have their doctors all over Europe. Some of them are now even looking forward to Asia. Selfishness, greediness of selfish few who cares just about themselves and they give no damn about the rest of you. Now, people die because of lack of good medical facilities. Do you know that? People die. But they say, well, just normalize it. Maybe it's the will of God. There are many people who have lost the valuable part of their lives to sicknesses that could have been pretty much managed and they could have led a better life. But they took all of that away. They took them away. And they don't want to be responsible for that. So that's another way people are being killed without being kidnapped or, without being kidnapped or being bombed into smithereens by this terrorist. Well, if you think about what is the value placed on the life of an average Nigerian, if you are able to say, well, what is the value? Then you realize that they have no value on your life. So why would you put your life on the line defending criminals? Because that's what I call them all the time. Defending criminals that gives no damn about you. Take a look at this again. Nigeria's population of over 200 million people. Now, 200 million people, you would think there is no way that will not be up to at least 1 million sensible human beings in a population of 200 million people. Lagbaja said it is the population of 200 million mumus. Sometimes you are likely going to want to agree with him. They have problem with off electricity. Before I was born, I'm going to be 38 years old in the next 4 or 5 weeks. Nigeria is still having the problem of electricity. Do you know why? Simply because selfish, inefficient, self-centered criminals have been in charge of Nigeria from federal level to local government level. people told them people can be generating electricity within Nigeria. States can utilize their resources to generate electricity and sell to other states. But Nigeria is a Bambi-Ala nation where 19 states from northern Nigeria and the Middle Belt, they have formed the cancer that feeds fat on its host, which is the southern part of Nigeria. They depend solely on whatever comes from the southern part of Nigeria. Now, because of that, everyone is now handicapped and turned to beggar every month all the way to Abuja. Now, if Nigeria wasn't the way it is, as it is now, maybe a state like Ondo, who has liquid natural gas, who has this crude and what have you, and they also have access to their own water too. They could just go into big invest. I mean, they could just go and invest in a big way in electricity. The states like Ogun State can start generating electricity from liquid natural gas, which is in abundance there in Ogun Waterside, a biggie right there in Ogun State. Now, what does that mean? It simply means Ogun State, Ekiti State, Osun State, and every other state in Yoruba land, they can connect to the grid of any cheaper state that sells cheaper electricity. And it's going to be a trade by barter of a thing, a competition of sorts, right? So I'm talking about the South. Same thing goes for the people of the Eastern Nigeria, people of Ijaw and the Niger Delta region of Nigeria, people of Northern Nigeria. They have abundance wind, sun and what have you. The North may not be poor after all. Electricity alone can create hundreds of billionaires within Nigeria, all across every ethnic nationality in that country, if Nigeria is not fused together by this force of fraud. Okay? So if not, each state who wants to go into generating gas, you know what I mean? Some states would have gone into production of gas, enough for cooking gas, heating gas, and so many other things. They would have, deployed different means of generating revenue using their resources in this regard. Now, what that would have done is this. You probably would have possibly have more than 10 states in Nigeria that are generating more than 10,000 megawatts each to start with. If 5 states in Niger Delta decide to utilize their resources, you see that those gas flaring in Niger Delta, if you know the cubic tons of how much of that they are actually flaring and wasting away because it is Nigeria. Yeah? All those could have gone into production of electricity, correct it, without going to Abuja to beg. Yeah? And they could have possibly be selling this electricity to any part of Nigeria they want to sell to. You know what I mean? And that can create internal wealth redistribution. Yeah? It can give people sense of belonging. It can give people something to say we are building life, that you can say our children are going to come to this world and they will never have to face what we faced. But year in, year out, politicians in Nigeria continue to block every means of having that opportunity. And listen, it's not just about the Northerners doing it. Your Southern brothers and sisters are also in on it. Everyone is in on it. It's a business of sorts to them. Nigeria is like an enterprise. If not, 200 million people. There is no intelligent 1 million people, 1 million in the entire government circle, in the entire country. No intelligent 1 million people. And when I say intelligent, I mean, not that people don't feel like they are intelligent. At least I'm saying something that is practical now. Yeah. So if people who are in charge of Nigeria realize that, well, the reason why we can't do that is because, you know what I mean, give their reasons, give their flimsy excuses and the rest of that. And we say, okay, why don't you all call yourselves if you really want to help Nigeria, if you want to give meaning to life of Nigerians, if you want people to stop hoping that Nigeria breaks up, like this is just like me trying to sound like I want to advise them now, okay? Why can't those who knows the potential of how a country, who actually knows the potential of each part of Nigeria that is being buried because of the fraudulent one Nigeria that fuses everybody together like this? So, for example, if the Yoruba governor says, we want to take over running our resources, generating our own electricity for the benefit of the Yoruba people and everyone who wants to partner or do business with us. So I found out that even right now in Nigeria, there is a law. Yeah, there is a law because there's no law that Nigeria doesn't have, okay? Once you check, it's just that Nigeria don't use their laws, okay? Except if they want to punish you for daring them or asking them for not using their laws, right? Do you know that in Nigeria, they have a law, a new law that says you can go on and construct a power plant and generate electricity, whatever you want to use. So you can generate the electricity and sell it to the government. That was done under Goodluck Jonathan. Now, I was asking myself, I said, that was the moment I started believing that if anybody tells me that the northern Nigeria is the problem of the Yoruba people, I won't agree with you, right? If anyone tells me that the Igbo people are the problem of Yoruba people, which doesn't really make any sense, I won't agree with you. And then if you try to blame every other person for the problem of the Yoruba people in Nigeria, this is why I won't agree with you. I read that and they said, you can generate so amount of megawatts and you can sell it to any customer. You can go to industrial area, right? You can go there and construct your power plant and start selling electricity to them. Then I'm like, okay, before now, they told us, when I was growing up, they said, if anybody generates, if you generate any electricity in any part of Nigeria, you have to connect it to the national grid. So that is why they will generate electricity in Yoruba land. Yeah, and they will be transmitting it by hundreds of kilometers to northern Nigeria using pole and wire. Half of what they generated is already kind of wasted before they get to Kano, Sokoto, where they will use some of them to power small hamlet, villages, huts, and everywhere. So I believed that when I was growing up, that's the reason why most of the Yoruba governors, most of the Yoruba politicians, they are not really in support of building a power station. Then that law came, and I said, if we, the Yorubas, they always claim to be smart, because sometimes you just have to redefine smartness. Give me a minute. This video is lagging. I want to fix that. I'll be back in a minute or two. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Just a moment.
Onyedu Icon, Omeri Onendizu, Onyeya, Abakare, Mama Daora, Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Na Python that's the three. Unapori Meri Nandi bu Onyedu Icon, Omeri Onendizu, Onyeya, Abakare, Mama Daora, Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's the three. Unapoyi Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python does one, Python does two, and Python does a three. Unapoyi Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war.
Sorry about that. Thank you. So I hope it gets anyhow better now because I don't know. I keep having this lagging. I don't know if that's the same thing on your screen. But if it doesn't change, we'll manage it. Then I'll fix it some other time. As long as you can hear me clearly. Okay? So there is this law. And the only people who have the capacity to tap into that and save the Yoruba land from the poverty, because you see, lack of electricity, okay, is the major, well, I wouldn't say the major, is one of the key reasons why poverty is massive in Nigeria. And these people have destroyed Nigeria to the point that, yeah, the spending capacity of people has been destroyed. People have no capacity to spend, and the ability to buy, or what they call it purchasing power. People have no money. Even when they have the money, the value is absolute of nothing. So people can't afford to even pay for electricity, even if you give them today. People are too poor to afford electricity. No joke, no joke. Some of you may not even know why. Do you get that? If electricity is there, people are creative. Let me tell you the advantage of electricity, right? If you have 24 hours electricity, you see that your internet, your calls, your data, you call it, what do you call it? Things you can do remotely, they will get better and better and better. Yeah? And cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as well. With electricity, when I was growing up, when electricity was still pretty much manageable, that was when so many people, they were making lolly, tabadadi, lolly, what's it, the ice lolly, lollipop. I know so many families who raised and sent their children to school just by making that and selling to school children, because we're just like in our thousands whenever we all come out for lunch or we come out during the closing time. People can be creative. When I was growing up, I would see all these weathers in Odo. Don't mind me. That's where I grew up. I grew up in a small community, not so small, a town called Odogbolu in Ogun State. Yeah. So when I was growing up, I used to see people using electricity, not generator, electricity, welders, making different, iron designs. And these people were living normal life. They were okay, sending children to school, building houses for themselves, living better lives with that little electricity. Then, but everything just bafuka to the point that people are now saving money to buy bigger generator, even though they have no idea how they are going to keep that generator on when the fuel or your petrol continue to skyrocket by So electricity, the Yoruba governors, they have the capacity. One of them tried. His name is Gbenga Bewiri Daniel, the former governor of Ogun State. You know what he did? Some of them also tried later, but they call it independent power projects built for government houses. Most of the government houses in Yoruba land, even outside Yoruba land, they have what they called IPP, independent power projects, for themselves and the government house, so that they can at least enjoy 24 hours electricity. Even that, many of them are not even managing it well. But Gbenga Daniel decided to order the equipment, God knows from where. And the whole equipment landed at Okemoson in Abeokuta. When Gbenga Daniel took the delivery, he didn't plan to improve the electricity of the people of Ogun State, even the people of Abeokuta.
or people of Agbara, or people of Ota, and all those areas where you have the industrial areas in Ogun State, this power plant was not going for them. It was for the government house in Abeokuta. Somehow, they started putting them together. They started coupling the whole machine together. And then the machine started working. So the rest of the batch of the whole equipment for them to use to build a bigger, larger one, so that maybe it can get, it can spread to the neighboring communities around the government house. Somehow, it lost power. So when Benga Daniel lost out of power, Ibekunle Amosun came in. Remember Ogun State money to generate electricity for government house. The vision to generate electricity for the government house, that vision to, the vision to generate electricity in the first place, wasn't for the people. It was for them. Even with that they boggled it, Ibekunle Amosun came, packed the whole machine together. The other ones, they left at the tarmac in Okemosun, Abeokuta. All of them are still there. Ibekunle Amosun spent 8 years. He did not have from that vision that, okay, if my predecessor planned to build electricity plants for government house, that's a good idea. Maybe I should build for the entire state. Yeah? But last, the whole thing rotting away there. Why can't they tap into that? These are the reasons why I said, when I come here and I tell you that they have no, they don't have your interest at heart. Of course, you know that. But how much of your interest, how much of your interests are completely off their hearts, that you should begin to ask yourself why you should, by any chance, stand up, speak up, and defend them at any point or any conversation? At what point do you think it is on you to now defend this kind of people? There are things you can blame on because Nigeria is this. But you see what I just told you now? You can't blame anybody for that. Seyi Makinde for your state, that one has launched his own independent power project, not for government house, but for the people of your state. So according to Seyi Makinde, if they manage to build their own power plant, if they complete it all, or your state will be off the Nigerian electricity grid. That is ambitious. I told people, I said, before we blame other people, let's ask ourselves, what have we done for ourselves when we had the opportunity? How much, even if they didn't speak up and say, break this or break, you know what I mean now? If they are not agreeing with us on that part, I just told you, imagine if the entire 6 states in Yoruba land from 1999 to this day, if they have had the interest of the Yorubas at heart, and they have tried to build their own power station enough that they know then that all they needed was bring out the equipment. Yeah, like this is not 1850, where people are trying to see if they can see the secret of Thomas Edison and the rest. No, this is 2021. Okay, whatever you want, whatever model you want, whatever style you want, whatever you want out there is out there. There's technology for it. If you can pay for it, of course it will be delivered to your door. Politicians went abroad, they bought equipment to generate electricity for themselves. Yeah, we have seen that before. Kelechuku, it can be for campaign, of course. I just told you that that's also something, if Seyi Makinde's power station is for campaign, yeah, we'll find out in the next few months. You get what I mean? And as usual, if you enter voicemail, it will just become one of the stories we'll talk about. That should we then blame Igbo people for why Oyo State or the people of Yoruba land are not progressing? Should we then blame the Igbo or the Fulanis for why the Yorubas are poor? Of course, you can blame those who claim to represent us and every day of their life. Imagine if those who claim to represent us wake up every day, go to bed every day, and all they do is to think about us. Just think about How can what I'm about to do now benefit millions of people and make a difference enough that will last a lifetime? That's what it should be. But if they are not standing up doing that, if they are coming back to tell you that don't listen to all these people talking, 2023, we have a plan. Of course, you can continue to listen to them. But it will always be what? It will always come back to the same thing. Same thing like this. Especially the cyberbarians in Borno. Sorry.
And this is not the only one fell in the area. So we are all, we don't even know what to do right now because this explosive, if you stay indoor, it will still come. So we just don't really know what to do. So they have, the cops is right beside me. They have covered the cops with a mat, as you can see. So people are in a serious panic. The outside, everyone is outside. Just panic.
And it can be anybody. That's my own fear. So that's why we say people who don't have our interest at heart, yeah, they can pretend to, but should you pretend as well? You shouldn't. So asking them that they should break up Nigeria to save life or the lives of those who are still going to get caught up. The lives we are asking to be saved is your life, my life, the life of everyone who can get caught up anytime. And that is something that needed to be, we need to remind the people of all the time. It's important. They can take your life anytime. And it's not going to be non the lie why non the lay rajon. It's not going to be God give us and God give it and God take it. It's not going to be just that easy, especially for those who you love and those who love you. Politicians are never going to tell you it is all right to ask for self-determination. They are never going to tell you because they are not going to feature in there. They know they won't. They won't have a place in there. So I was looking around and I said, who are the characters they are actually pushing? If you want to tell yourselves the truth now, I am not interested in your selection, in your war, where blood of Nigerians are going to be spilled by those who are offering to come and protect those the same lives. So I'm never going to be part of that. But look around you. Let's be sincere now. If you look around you, have you seen any breath? Any breath of fresh air anywhere? Look around you. I've got names, by the way. People are already getting endorsed. Sultan of Sokoto has endorsed, according to them, I'm not sure. Sultan of Sokoto has endorsed Oshimbade Ikene Shatabandu, the fake Pastor Ruga, for president. Renu Omokri and others, they've also endorsed Atifku for president. Saraki has declared he wants to be president too. They drag him. The guy they try, they avoid, but he's interested. They drag him. The guy they try avoid. I'm talking about Peter Obi. But he's not shown any interest. Then on the side of other side again, Tifnumbu. In fact, do you want to know what the bookers are saying? This is the twist of it. This is why it is so stupid to get involved and think you are smart making a choice, right? The bookers, they know that the two leprous leprous hands or political hands in Nigeria, PDP, APC, when they do all the rigmarole and the rest, the bookers they are saying it's going to be Atifku or Tifnumbu. So if it ended up with Atifku or Tifnumbu, now the rest of you will have to now find a way to make that make sense to yourselves. Those of you who, for 8 years, by the way, you were so dreadful of, you were so scared, or where you were so worried about the Fulanis and what they are going to do. Now, gradually, some of you are going to possibly forget that Atifku is also a Fulani. Now, you see the way they do this system, the way the system runs. The police, the military, INEC, civil defense, DSS, the person that is printing ballot paper, the one that is going to print your voter's card, everybody working together to make you think you are participating in, what do you call it? Your civil duty, Abi. Civil duty, Abi. When you look around and you look at those who put all the whole cooking together, you will find the same characters that you disagree with out there. So with what is on ground, whatever happens here or there, the two political parties there, they agree that they will continue to muzzle out every other would-be challengers. Not like you had it in Uganda when Bobby Wine challenged Museveni. Museveni, that has been in power for 30-something years, challenged by a man that was just a year old or 2 years old when Museveni took over power in Uganda. But somehow, he was able to pull a national poll that defeated Museveni himself. But as usual, he rigged himself and dared the country to try, and like Nigeria, killed as many people as possible. No joke. Enter people's house and shot and kill them for supporting Bobby Wine. No joke. But you don't have that in Nigeria. Because why? The system will never let you have that. You won't have that. Forget it. I'll tell you the little understanding I have or I had before I left Nigeria. You might have a good idea of, let us go to the poll, register to vote so that we can vote for the good candidates. These guys have control to the point that they created their own fake polling units, the ones that you don't know. On paper, INEC will tell you we have 8,862 polling units in Nigeria. You see that 8,800 something polling units, half of that, they have pseudo polling units. They don't exist. These are the polling units that you are going to find inside church, inside mosque, inside palace, inside this, inside shrine, places that are secluded, controlled by the people in that particular places. Most of them, they don't exist at all. So that is why PDP, APC, the data they have at hand, well, there's no difference between them because it's the same workbook, right? The data they have with them is he who has the control over who have those data controls the election. It's as simple as that. They write them. So there you go. That is where the money comes in. They are the big spender. They have access, unhindered access to public purse. They have no read everywhere. Atifku accused of stealing 20 billion naira. Saraki is accused of stealing, mismanaging 88 billion naira. EFCC arrested, EFCC this and that. But during the elections, right, the money is available for election in order for them to have access to more. That's where their money comes in. That is where your talking, my talking, comes to naught. And that's the system. That's always been like that. You'll be muzzled out. Other ways of muzzling you out is to put up trump-up charges. If you are becoming a threat, a big one, They can have you arrested for no reason by their policemen. And their police will say they accuse you, they are suspecting you of this and that. You can get locked up. You can get charged to court for nothing. All because you're probably becoming something. And that means you are even lucky. If you're not that lucky, you can get killed. But when it comes to those who control all those levelers, it starts from the grassroots. I was a ward leader in Odogbolu. And I can tell you simply because I participated in their election, 2 of their elections in Nigeria before I left Nigeria. And I had the clearer, deeper understanding that the system is so rotten, so rigged. There are people that are going to suffer. They're going to suffer the consequences of the senior thieves who are using them from the grassroots. They are more deadlier than the corrupt criminals who send them to do all those jobs. Human job. So you have a system that you can't break from within. You can't break from without, except if you manage to collapse the entire system. Because you know what? Since they control the leveler, everyone who wants to be anything, you just have to look for the godfather that is holding the strings together, all the strings. INEC, police, the tout, the courtist, courts, even judges, all of them, the man that is holding and that can pull all the strings. That's why everybody have to run to that person. So that person becomes you, the people. So when the likes of those people who now made themselves godfathers, Tifnumbu and gang, when they want to talk to these selected proxies, these lackeys, they talk to them like they are you. So that whatever they take from them, whatever they use them to steal, whatever Tifnumbu make them steal and grab, right? When they bring the return, they feel like they are returning it to the people. Because Tifnumbu is the people. He pulls the string. Like, I don't know who is pulling the string in your own states. I'm just saying, Tifnumbu pulled the string in Lagos. He doesn't pull any string anywhere else. Okay? But he has money that he pulls about and, yeah. Once you collect his money, it's your godfather. You have to listen to him. That's what happened in the rest of Yoruba land, where he has some level of loyalist. So you don't challenge such, because at the end of the day, they determine who you are going to go and vote for. Terrorists, rapists, certificate forgers, manipulators, killers, murderers, ritualists. They put a poster before you. Vote Honorable Jekolakpe. Vote Honorable Adija Kubure. Vote this and that. You have no clue about them. Some of you who know them up close, you'll be like, hey, Ejanla is about to become honorable. Hi. If you know this guy, if you know this guy before he joined this politics, so this guy in a mafia, this guy in a murderer. Now he don't put on a cap, he don't put on this and that. They call him senator because he's loyal to Tinubu. How many times have you seen those people on posters? How many times? They then bring all this kind of dubious characters, failed individuals who have no connection to any of you. They bring them about and they say, that's going to be your representative. That is going to be your senator. He is going to be your governor. And then you go out, you say, I like that man. I like the way he talks. I prefer that APC man. Oh, I prefer that PDP man. But the process that actually popped them up is a rigged process. There are some of you who have no idea why this failure upon failure, failure upon failure, who have no idea why that is. This is why. The process that popped them up is the reason why many of us are not interested in their electoral system anymore. True now, at least I grew up in Lagos and Ijebu, and we know all those bad boys. They are celebrated. And I've seen so many of these court guys, like serious, they say this one are number 2, this one are number 1. This one are big one, this. They are senators, representatives, PA to governor, PA, SA, commissioners in Ogun State, at least. There's a guy called Ozogbula. There's a guy in Ogun State during Benga Daniel's time. His name is called Ozogula. I mean, if you are from Ogun State, do you remember Ozogula? Ozogula. It was he's a cultist, but it was very useful to Gbenga Daniel because Ozogula was able to control all the cult groups in Ogun State to bring them to be loyal to Gbenga Daniel. And the loyalty of the cultists is not for anything good. It's just for the violence, the violence of I don't want my opposition to control them. If my opposition should be the one controlling them now, they will be giving us problem in So same thing in Lagos State. MC Oluomo will not go anywhere. MC Oluomo, they have also initiated him. And when you see all the cultists, they assemble around him because they will say, they don't bam him, they don't bam him. MC, you see all the Okada riders, they are here, Ake, Aye, this and that, everywhere, in Oshodi, everywhere. Who do you think initiated them? All this tout in Lagos that we used to call tout. You can no longer just call anybody tout now. They are not just tout anymore. Go to Fadeyi, go to Ojuelegba, go down to Surulere, go to all those under bridge in Obalende, and go there and walk anyhow. Go there and do anyhow. You see Okada rider that will hold you and say you are flying our color. Kilasho Enle Alaro. As then they ask, what will be your color? What will be the color of your Kampala for adoration? That's how bad it is. These guys are armed. They are violent, and they are always useful to the politicians. For what? For violence, of course. Just violence. Just violence. Thank you very much, Idozie. Nigeria, look at forced marriage of irreconcilable value system. A unifying value system is a prerequisite for nationhood. Value system. God bless you for putting it that way. Value system. Do people value themselves? Do you value others? I have spoken about empathy on Maiyegun's Diary Political a few times. Yeah? Empathy. How do you feel? You walk into a community because they've offended your political leader. You started shooting. You've killed innocent people. People started wailing and crying, and you don't feel anything. Say, now. So many people under Gbenga Daniel back then. So many people had to be living in their cars. Yeah, some of them, they couldn't sleep in their houses anymore. Why? Because the cultists in Ogun State, all of them, some of them today, they are out there, they are going to be your honorable in 2023. The sad thing is that you know them. You know some of them. Some of you will look at, Tell me how many times you've seen some of those posters. You're going to see some of them. So it is the system that is producing them. You get that now? That system is what is wrong. That system is what we said. If they decide to have a chat about Nigeria tomorrow, the first thing you're going to dismantle is this kind of a rubbish system. Yorubas won't make any progress. No region will make any progress. Senator Sugar, God bless you. That's somebody. The man who died of coronavirus. Senator from Lagos. You remember him? The guy now confirm Agbero. Well, he became a senator to inspire other Agbero. Even MC Olueron became a man. I'm so sorry. You see, how many of you remember that poster that they did, a flyer they did for MC Olueron? And they said that, and there's something written on it as our menthol. You know, menthol. Instead of their mentor. So their mentor, MC Olueron, is somebody that can wake up tomorrow and become honorable representing Oshodi, okay, federal constituency. What are you going to do about it? The system is going to produce him. They're going to say it's a payback time because they have used him and his boys to make so many other thugs that they dressed up as a fine people. They dress them up as fine people, normal people, thugs, criminals, money launderers, certificate forgers, manipulators, rapists. People that if you begin to actually question them, if the DSS and police do their job, these guys will never have any audacity to even run for any office. But it is Nigeria. So they will ask him one day that they will say, well, you have made so many people. What did they do for Abuja? Is it not just to sit down there and just, oh yeah, MC, go and put on your poster. And then you will see all these guys, morally challenged generation. Say, hey, what is wrong with that? Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But what is really wrong that you probably don't care is that MC Olueron will give you the representative or representation of MC Olueron. So what would you expect back from such? You can't turn around and say, this MC Olueron didn't, Honorable MC Olueron, Senator Olueron didn't deliver. That's where somebody like me would then say, didn't I tell you? But because you didn't care, mainly because you can't think. But somebody is telling you, but it won't make any sense to you until it's down on you. So it is the system. The system can make a murderer your next governor. And he'll be shining teeth. He'll be laughing. The last time you had an election where Ade Pointer was accused of being a former patient in Bagada. Not Yaba left, Bagada. Well, for the same, it was a governor, somebody who should have access to intel, who told the whole Lagosians, said, this guy get mental problem, get shoko. Whatever they have told you, whatever they are trying to push you into, this one gets shoko. If you follow him, now madman you they vote for. They still, I mean, the Godfather still pulled all the ring, I mean, all the strings, and they made the clown your governor. That is the system. And when they do, they come back, they will say, no, it's what the people want. And when you look at the people and say, people, is it true that is what you wanted? Is this the person you wanted? You will see some of them trying to hold their bag of gari, I mean, to hold their Congo of gari, Congo of rice, and the tin tomato Tinubu just gave to them. They say, is it true that you supported this? Yes, we supported. It's our choice. Holding rice wrapper, holding the common stipend they just gave to them. They've sold whatever. If Tinubu say, nah, that's the person, we support the person. They just give us our food. So you need to be among those who are not going to pretend that those things don't matter. They do. My friend, let's just forget about them. Let's just pray that God will do something better. God is not going to do jack shit. Did you hear me right? Clearly, God is not coming to do any jack shit for you. These are the issue. And when you say, let's just move on, like people say, you don't move on. The problem doesn't move on. It stays. In this case, it gets worse. So that's why we have to talk about it, that if 1-2 people begin to see that, what is the end game? These guys have plotted the whole thing. Buhari won't sign electoral bill into law. PDP, APC, senators, PDP, APC, rep members, they will never veto him and make sure that they make it a law. They won't. They will all give you interview in the papers. Buhari is enemy of democracy. Buhari, for not signing that law, is this and that. Meanwhile, the same law says if he doesn't sign it, they can veto it, right? They veto and they bypass him and they pass the bill and it becomes law. But if you go to their National Assembly, PDP, APC, they are keeping quiet there. In that their chamber, they are keeping quiet in the sense that if that thing is signed, now all of them fee pay for it. Not because I even believe in it anyway, because tell me, which law Nigeria no get? Laws to send people to jail if you commit terrorism, Nigeria has it, but never use it. Law to send you to jail if you steal government money, Nigeria has the law, they never use it. They selectively use whatever they want to use. So what happened to this one? Electoral. The same electoral bill of 2010. That one, 2010, no? I think it was the one for, 2010 or 2011. That's the one that gave right to use voters card with printer, what do you call it, this biometric thumb printing before you vote, so that one person can vote twice. They have been using that for more than 10 years now. How was their election? Thumb printing, multiple thumb printing, and the rest of that. Sham, complete sham, total sham. Total sham. So whatever they say they are plotting for 2023, look at it very well before you participate, or you probably want to. Reason why people like us won't. The system is rigged enough to know the end result. This is the end result. You either end up Buhari and gang, if they ever conduct any election, right? You either end up in their hands, or if the coup of PDP as your next savior work well, you will end up in the hand of another Fulani Atif coup. So you see all the confusion that many of you are still going to have to battle with. In all sincerity and honesty, the only people that seems to have a little clarity of what they want are those the Buhari idiots, the Buhari Dins, the Buhari Didrins, Lagos Sabo Baku, Soshogbo, Almajiri, and the rest of them, they have clarity of what they want. Whatever APC, Egbekegbe gives them, they will sell, they will promote. It doesn't matter how poisonous it is. But you see some of you that have been like waiting for a time that the power will come back to the south. Meanwhile, some of you also secretly, after telling us publicly how failed and how you will never ever join those who are going to vote for another northerner that is going to come after Buhari, they are already saying it in the corner, in the every corner now. They are going to have to send you back to another Fulani, Atifku, but they will tell you he's better than Buhari. Same way they told you a Fulani thief, retired Megad, is better than the Jaw fisherman, we no get shoe, another thief as well. Now, you have seen that, which means if you condemn Fulani with passion, with everything for the past 7 years, and suddenly Atifku is appealing to you, Atifku is entering your eyes, and some of those of you are going to be the Avuvusela to give reasons for that. The first advice we'll give to you is, if Atifku they enter your eyes, close them. If Natifnumbu they enter your eyes, close them. If registering to go and participate in their sham is the thing entering your eyes, close them. But above all, if you don't, you are going to eat your shit like Femi Foni Kayode. Because you see, there's a way Nigeria happened to people. It's quite funny sometimes, right? That you will see people who vow that I will never do blah, 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 blah. Then they turn around and say, it's just that this person is different. You are about to enter 2022. I feel like I have a mirror that is already showing me everything in 2022, right? Because when I begin to talk how some of you are going to be bamboozled, how some of you are going to walk through the wall, walk the walk of shame on social media to give yourself a reverse psychology, trying to tell yourself something different because of the new belief on the new thing you are going to get attached to. And trust me, these guys are professionals. They have been at it for decades. So they know that every year that you are always like getting ready to challenge them and face them and deny them this and that, then they drop it on you. And you begin to feel like, Man, I have vowed it that I will never vote in my life. But I just thought I should vote this man. This man, I like the way this man is talking. You always like the way they talk when they hit you hard and it's about to happen. But me, I've done my own randomization. The random thing there is that we know where all your choices are going to be limited to. You will be given Tifnumbu. You will be given Atifku. You will be given Sarah. See, somebody's already saying, if to say Saraki, I will follow Saraki. And of course, you will follow Saraki. That's what I'm saying. You all preferred your thieves differently, okay? And it's your choice. It's your prerogative, okay? But at the same time, acknowledge it, okay? So they have for you, they have Atifku. They have, Atifku, Saraki, Tifnumbu, Oshimbade, fake Pastor Ruga. They have Kwakwanso. They have Jega, that former Ineke chairman. And they give you all the names, though. But when you round everything down, when you round it up, right, it will come to Tifnumbu, El Rufaya of Kaduna, Oshimbade, Ikene Shatabandu, Atifku from Adamawa. I don't know if Peter Obi will be bold enough to challenge or drop the hat, but he's likely going to be drawn into it as well. Then another funny, ridiculous one that may come on. Oh, leave Yeye Bello. Yeye Bello knows one thing, right? He needed to shout enough and then possibly, get included in the presidential blah, 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 blah committee nonsense they do in APC, right? And at the same time, Yeye Bello knows that he is going to be in that office beyond 2023. So all those calculations he's doing right now is to put himself in a stead, that will make him pretty much like, just for relevance sake, is completely inconsequential. Go give people and the vuvuzelas for him on social media. They are just earning their pay, all right? But yeah, you are right. Yeye Bello is not going to feature at the end of the day when the whole game starts. But the bottom line is this. What are you going to do if they now draw the line down for you for Tifnumbu for APC, Egbekegbe, Atifku for PDP, Papa destroy Peking, people destroy people, yeah? And then you are out again. Some of you will naturally, right, just say, I will never vote for a Fulani anymore. I would rather vote for Tifnumbu. Do you see what I mean by the system? So when the system gives you this choice and make you these choices, and they manage to blank out any other third party or what have you, they ensure of that, by the way. Because you know how they do. They don't need to campaign against the smaller parties. They can just bribe all their officials and you can be shouting, PPP progress, PPP progress. We have 10 million followers all over the country. We have 20 million youth who are going to support us, blah, 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 blah. We have offices and representatives, ESCOs in 36 states. You will just wake up one day. It will just tell you that all the party ESCO, your party ESCOs, this new party, beautiful party, ESCOs, 19 states in northern Nigeria, they have all decamped and they have all endorsed APC. You'll be like, no, it's impossible. They've all of them done decamp. Breaking news. You are doing a rally in Lagos, so all the northern ESCO, they've paid them. It's how much is it? They don't need to campaign against you. So some of you may not even know all of this, but they are very crucial. It's called cheating. It's called cheating in a game that is not fair. People can't say, okay, I don't agree with this too. We're going to start our own. Oh boy. Now their members go first pick your party form. APC, PDP members, they will be the first to pick your party forms. They will be the outspoken. Say, Baba, you see that man? A very strong APC in Shagamu. He's a very strong APC in Ejigbo. Look at this man, very strong PDP man in Aba. He's abandoned PDP. He said he's going to deliver Aba to us. New party, youth party, everywhere. Yeah. Breaking news. All of the 32 out of 36 states, ESCO of PPP, they have endorsed Atiku for president. 32 out of 36. You go just, even if you are inside the AC, you start feeling some warmness. You begin to feel warm. That is how terrible Nigerian politics is. So when people say, go and start from local government, go and start from them, they don't need you. They don't. The only way is to start through them. And that is why when people say, join, if you can't beat them, you join them. You don't join them. You can't change them. You can't. It's not possible. You can dream it. You feel the watch out for film, inside film. Somebody become actor. Actor, they challenge boss. Nah, boss. Now boss, they support actor. Actor can't grow wing. Now inside movie, it's not in Nigerian politics. Nigerian politics is a different game entirely. You can't beat them if you join them. No, you can't. Except if you are joining them to just merry go round. Look at what they did to Omoyele Sowore. After DSS picked Sowore, locked him up, they approached these party members. They were like, all of you come here. Sowore will come from America. Call you, call they tell you, say, man, you can't challenge. You won't make Sowore press. You'll be fool. Take 2 million. Oh, yeah, they beat yourselves. Oh, yeah, you beat yourself, make we see. Before you know it, people don't beat themselves up. Different press release. 2 million naira. Waiting. The final one is that, yeah, take another 2 million. Oh, yeah, attack Sowore. That one where they attack all of us. Oh, yeah, you attack Sowore now. Oh, yeah, tell us, say, now you be the owner of the party. Somebody where they invite to come and join them, decided to be the owner of the party. Because Nigeria, that's what they needed. They just, to them, Sowore only challenge you. Talo when you're challenge you. Sowore, which Sowore? You know what they mean? Because they can buy everybody loyal to him. And they know that they can find a lot. I mean, they can find so many people who are hanging on to Sowore just because they are waiting for the time somebody's going to call them and say, Mori Eleyin Sowore, I saw you with Sowore that the other day. Kilo Shek Belu Sowore. Sowore is our leader. Your leader. Are you not the one who told me the last time that you are looking for this job in NNPC or something? So I spoke to you now, but you said that you think about it. You can't get job if you are working with the likes of Sowore now. You're a young man with your future. Sowore is just a troublemaker. Don't listen to that guy. Anyway, see me in the office tomorrow. All this kind of bribery are things they do to decimate those who could build massive following to challenge them. It's a lot, then do them to me. My party chairman in Ogun State, Green Party chairman, state chairman, or non local government chairman, state chairman. Now, too big stout, then make him endorse senatorial candidate for Ogun Central, PDP senatorial candidate for Ogun Central, that is campaigning, that is contesting against our own candidate, Green Party senatorial candidate. The party chairman was at the hotel of PDP candidates who has a hotel in Abeokuta. Two big stouts, Odeku, they put two Odeku in front of him. He didn't finish one bottle before he sent a message to everybody on WhatsApp group that, hey, order from above. All Green Party members of Ogun Central, go and vote for PDP. Efun Abedi. Kilo Shele. Chairman, hello, chairman. Why would you tell people to go and vote for PDP? 2 days to election. Maiyegun, I want to teach her a lesson. Which lesson? You decrease? Are you all right? Somebody who has spent millions, posters, advert, so many other empowerments that people, now, if you are contesting election, people's lives, survivor is always on you. School fees, breakfast, lunch, they don't get hospital, all those things. So because you asked for 20,000 naira, and the lady told you that she didn't have any immediate cash to give to you, Habolori Brukuni ni shaman. Elojo kosile oti. Meanwhile, when he sent that message, somebody already took his picture and said, Maiyegun, no be your party chairman be this way they here. We they do 5G for a year. The guy just a talk. People like say the guy is a clown. Everybody is just laughing here. Like all the rubbish he said. I was like, can you record him, please? But that one didn't record. He just took a picture. Two big stouts. How much is a stout? PDP candidate too. So that's what they do. Come to Nigeria, come and do it. Come to Nigeria, come and challenge us. How I want to challenge you, Ebinas? I can't. It's difficult. I can't challenge Ebinas. People who are sensible for 1 minute, but they are senseless for the rest of the 23 hours, 59 minutes. How do you deal? They justify all this. On the day of election, my party chairman for Shagamu local government, a very good friend of mine, who has been managing our members in the Shagamu local government area, he's been managing them for almost 2 years. We have been doing meetings. We have been, sharing things, talking about and guess what? The people that they are to vote for, they are also people like them. Nobody say somebody come, bring one big money to, no. Everybody within, let's help ourselves. So you vote for your. On the day of election, they are telling their own party chairman. Imagine, party member, where would they do party together for a whole almost 2 years? Telling your party chairman, within your polling unit there, telling your party chairman that you can't waste your vote. Oh, chairman, let me waste your vote, I can't waste my vote. Anything. Say Green Party will not even give us anything. Where Everybody is collecting money. PDP, APC, they are sharing 500 naira. PDP, they are sharing 300 naira. Green Party is just like Torio. They are telling their chairman there that they can't waste their votes. Guess who they wanted to waste their vote on? Their own candidate that will do primary election that they voted for as their candidate. They don't want to waste their vote on him, even if the guy said, Maiyegun. I said, what happened? Said, if we get any vote from here, na me and my wife. That people said they can't waste their vote. I was like, they can't waste their vote. So I can't come back to Nigeria I have no money I have stolen. I have not stolen anybody's money. Okay? I have not I'm not one of your government contractors, and I'm not one of those that feed fat from your resources. I'm actually one of those who contribute into that system enough that you have not become a Venezuela yet. All right. So why would you want me to come back and give you my money when some of you are already saying that if they burn you will come? Is that not what they have turned you into? Rabid dogs, and then wild animals that are so dangerous, not just to the society, even to yourselves. Your thoughts dangerous to you. They are dangerous. Your thoughts. How do you come back to such place? What do you give to them? So the politicians the system doesn't need to campaign against you. They don't need to. Why would they want to campaign against you when they can just say, who are those people following him? They will give them the list and say, this one. So they say, call all of them for me. Go and bring all of them. You just hear that your party members, they are having a meeting with Tinubu. You say, where are you meeting Tinubu? They say, invited us now. You know Tinubu is a leader in Yoruba. Tinubu is your leader, okay? And now we are all Yorubas. We should all, and I'm like, what the hell? So that is the reason why the system couldn't be broken or smashed yet. But we will break it with time. I am so confident about that. We'll break it. So they have shaped it that way. They have boxed you. They have made you believe that there's no way out. Yes, you can imagine it. You can think it, you can dream it, but forget it. It's never going to happen. And that is not good enough. It's not good enough. 2023 is about 18 months away. Yeah, a lot can happen and a lot will happen. Before then, a lot will happen. Before then. And this system they are trying to hold together will not hold for long. It is unfair. It is unjust. It is imbalanced. And therefore, it must be destroyed. Amen. If you have watched the video from the start, you'll get to know why I said a system that doesn't value the lives of our own people deserves no survivor. It should change. If it won't change, it should break. If it won't break it up to save lives. The message of break it up to save lives is not a violent one. Remember that. It is a slogan to remind you that if nothing is done, if you continue to patch it, if you continue to mend it, if you continue to pretend about it or try to think you are making any progress with it while you watch, thousands die needlessly. It will kill you someday too. Because it doesn't change. The more things seems to be changing, the more they remain the same. There's a French saying for it. I can't remember it, and I don't want to say jargons. Break it up. Break the hold. Break the chain. Break whatever it is, the glue. Break it apart. Handle with care. And let everybody handle his own affair. That will save lives. Lives of those that have been considered as statistics in today's Nigeria. Save their lives. Save the lives of these 70 people kidnapped. To save the lives of the 42 people burnt alive. To save the lives of the over 58 people killed in Sokoto. To save the lives of over 48 people killed in Zamfara. Save the lives of the worshippers kidnapped and killed in Taraba. Save the lives of our people being hunted down everywhere. Break it down. Break it up to save lives. It is a slogan to remind you that if nothing changes, it's a matter of time. I will be a victim. You will be a victim. The only difference is when. And since it is Nigeria, Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited, it is just a matter of time. Right? And in this regard, you can also tell that when people come together and they say they want to rescue you or they want to save you from the hands of APC, we want to rescue you from those who have made life a hell for you. Then you ask them, if you want to rescue me, if you are so concerned about us, if you so desire to give us a different or to lead us through a different path, why have you been so quiet when they have been killing us for expressing our displeasure on the street of Nigeria? Are you not supposed to also be Nigerians? What have you been doing or thinking when thousands of us were slaughtered on the streets by the agent of government of Nigeria? People came on the streets. They are saviors. Those who are going to be offering to help and save you from the answer, to save you from Buhari and Tifnumbu. They watched you killed. They watched you brutalized. Every day they watch you massacred by the state-sponsored terrorists. And now that Buhari and his gang have sold off the future, what exactly are they coming to save? They want to come and save the carcass of those of you who survived. I'm sorry, to come and yeah, because psychologically, they've messed everyone up, right? They want to save you from Buhari after 4 years of the brutalization. When Buhari was too much for them, they left you to him, and he kept brutalizing and doing all this they've done so far. Then suddenly, they are back. They want to save you. They want to rescue you. The system is working day and night to ensure that the end result, the two choices they will put before you, they're going to be the failure of your past. They're going to offer them to you as your future. I ask, what future are they coming to impact? The one that has been ruined and destroyed by Buhari and the rest of them? Nah, that can actually change. Do you know that? I once told people, I said, do you know that we can use our influence, our connections, relationship, everything we've got, resources, to infiltrate the same system there, lock it up and turn it against itself, hasten up or fast forward the self-destruct mode that this gang of crooks have embarked upon. And I figured out that that's also going to cost money. To challenge that system, if we can have the people on our side, 50% of the problem is resolved. It's solved completely, no joke. Then the resources to ensure that it is completely grounded and then more entrenched and sustained. It's a big thing, though. But I prefer to start the work from the mind of those who are going to find it worthy to join that team of smart Yorubas who can infiltrate all these camps, infiltrate them, planting the Yoruba first ideology and the ideologists, plant them in their midst, let them influence their decisions and all of that. Wherever it's possible to fasten or hasten their self-destruct and what have you, do it. It is cheaper that way than building a war chest, and building up a army to fight them. They hate it when you try to confront them, like being confrontational from the weak point, they enjoy seeing the blood spilled. They enjoy seeing the innocent bleed. But you can do it the other way. Use our resources. Use your resources. Use everything you have. This message is not for everybody. There are people who actually get what I'm talking about here. Use your influence. Use your connection. Infiltrate their camp. Extract information that will get them all destroyed as soon as possible. That system needs to go down. People need to be responsible for their actions, and we also need people who are going to make them responsible. How do you do that? It's up to you. There's a mechanism that was put in place during the old USSR. It was good and bold enough that it destroyed the once big USSR from within. That can happen to Nigeria. It is not a treason. It is called political emancipation. The reason why our hands are tied, the reason why we feel oppressed, the reason why we feel overpowered, the reason why we feel voiceless is simply because those who are parading themselves on our behalf, those who claim to be holding the sovereignty from us, the voice of the people. I am the governor of 6 million people. I am the governor of 21 million people. They never elected you in the first place. So the moment they give that sovereignty, that right or power to them to make them feel like they are representing me and you or speaking for me and you, that you know what I mean? That voice died, and that's what makes us feel powerless, voiceless. You can infiltrate those camps. Don't infiltrate their camp because you want to take anything. Infiltrate their camp because you want to destroy them. We need people that can work within. If we have genuine people in charge of Yoruba land, genuine people being pointed at and said, that's a Yoruba man representing Yoruba land. When they talk, you will know. When they speak, you will know who they speak for, who they represent. That's why we have to destroy these current ones from within, right? Politically, destroy them from within. Use your resources, infiltrate them, get compromise on them as many as you can, get closer to some of them if you have to, get things that can get them to become no other person but a loyal Yoruba apologist. Turn them against the system. Every time I have all these beautiful ideas, right, I sometimes wish I'm kind of Elon Musk, but it's just that if I'm Elon Musk, I probably won't be interested in Nigeria at all. You can't be interested in Nigeria, yeah, and be an Elon Musk of this world. No joke, all right? The reason is because if I have so much money, yeah, I will use this money to get rid of a system that kept 60 million people in bondage, like in trap. I will use such money to finance that. I don't have such. So I only have the idea. And most of the time, they say, oh boy, idea sometimes is also money. So I hope this is the rich info there that you can. I've had people who called me and they've said, Maiyegun, Agbelegbo. And I'm like, Say, Maiyegun, you go here. Don't worry, we don't need to shout about it. You go here. That's not just what I'm saying. I want people who can do this underground, put together. I said, I think there was time I said we should have give it a name. I was a Yoruba first. No, I came up with another name, something like a G2, G3, G21. 21 millionaires from Yoruba land who will say we are G21. Now, every financial requirement to get the advocacy of Yoruba nation granted and to every community, and we want to sustain it. This G21 will be your bank. Imagine. We will take out all this Tifnumbu and gang within a year. When I say take them out, I'm not saying kill them. My hand don't dare for anything, whether they attack or do anything to people. No. When I say take them out, we can take them off the charts where they will no longer have that influence they have anymore. Yes, we can. People like us can. Baba, how you go want to take Duam? Don't worry. You don't have to know. But you will watch it. You will watch the whole house crumble. You watch everything crumble. You watch them go into oblivion. And you watch all of them replaced. And like magic, it will spread. I'm not going to say at once, but it will spread. Within a year, they will be out of the... I don't care if they have the access to those government money. Trust me. If we have people who says, you know what? We will be your bank for Yoruba nation. We want every Yoruba son and daughter, home and abroad, to know why we need Yoruba nation. People like us can get to work. Some of your governors won't go back. They will travel out of Nigeria. They will never come back to Nigeria again because from there, they are going to jail. I'm talking about rework here. They won't return to Nigeria. Yoruba governors. Some of your senators, some of your reps will track them down. Some of them will come here. They won't return to Nigeria. What you go do to them, Maiyegun? Don't worry now. That's why I said that there are so many things people can do, and we can get rid of all these guys. But you can't get rid of them by talking to poor people that they have impoverished so much. You see, the poor people will say, hey, they say, oh, yeah, when you pray for all your leaders. So, hey, thank you. God bless you, Tinubu. God bless you. Thank you so much. But at the back, they will be like, God go punish all these people, all these thieves. Now our money that they steal. Poor people, they cost rich people for their back. Simply because they feel like whatever they take from them, it is what they stole from them. So yeah, they are just getting their own share back. People cost them all the time. God will punish them. They go die. Come on, go waiting. If to say the level of costs that poor people cost all these people, right? Honestly speaking, you won't even go into public office in the first place. But if you do, you will never steal from the people. But they are a bunch of criminals. They don't give a damn. Who cares about the causes? We can do all of that. We can do a lot of things. We can get compromise on them. We can expose their international crimes, money laundering, and other things that will actually really trap them in a way that once they are held, they won't escape it. Since the moment the news breaks in Nigeria, they will get replaced. No joke. But you need resources. You need resources. You need that to, it's a lot. So if we don't have people who speak for us, if a Yoruba governor pick up my microphone now, he will use, if it's to speak for 1 hour, he will use half of that time praising the useless Nigeria that has given nothing to the people he's talking to. Then he will use the remaining 30 minutes to praise himself on the bogus achievement he never really attained. A Yoruba man, a Yoruba politicians, that's what they do. They've got nothing to say. They've got nothing to defend. They've got nothing to put out there. But they love it. They love the horror of the office. Something that makes them feel like, kind of powerful enough. Do you get what I mean now? So no responsibility. So if you have your money, Stephen Rota, you can be part of it. We are talking about millionaire. See, Stephen, if you are a millionaire, I'm talking about millionaires that are ready to spend millions of their money. Sure, you get what I mean now? So that's why we say G21. You see, there's a category where I belong to. Yeah, I belong to the category of what do you say? The general populace, where they say, oh yeah, let's crowdfund. Okay, I've got 50 pounds, or I've got 100 pounds, or I've got 200 pounds. Well, sorry, I've only given 200 pounds there once online. Most of the time, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 20 pounds, that's the Kokari Aluala. I can do that. But when I say G21, these are people that nobody will know. This may be the cryptocurrency, some of you young guys, and it's possible we can do it. Some of you young guys into cryptocurrencies, you guys are rich. But we are talking about the type of money that we can ask you to write a check of 10 million naira for this or so and so, and you won't be like, no be last week I wrote a check of 10 million naira for a particular fundraiser. Nah. So we want those that will be like that, because the whole purpose is that those G21 or G whatever you want to call it, they are never to be known. Do you know that? You can't be known. Nobody can know you. You can't be a member of it and be going about and be bragging. What Yoruba nation? I know how much if they come for you, because it's like a serious political coup. And that coup starts with those who are representing you, who are claiming to be the leaders of Yoruba land now, politically, religiously, and every other thing. They will be replaced. They will be replaced without anybody touching them, without any fight. You go see now. So do you imagine what that kind of money will be? It's going to be a lot of money, because you are going to be working with a lot of contacts that will give us compromise on all of them. Those ones we want to send to exile. Some of them that we have to talk to and say, do you want us to work on this, or you are going to be on the side of the Yoruba people? That's all we need from you, Mr. Governor. Look at what we have on you. And we don't think Nigeria has all this information. We have them. Look at it. Yes, we are blackmailing you because you won't do the right thing. Yeah, we want to blackmail you. The Yoruba people that we have suffered enough. And you see this team of this new Yoruba advocacy group, right? We want Yoruba to be the priority. And you are a governor. Why can't Yoruba be the priority? Stop giving excuses about Nigeria. So we need resources to be able to do all of it. If not, you need to get rid of all these guys. If not, it'll just be like, say, we're just wasting our time. But we'll get there, all right? Because some of these things, you don't really say them out, okay? But on Maiyegun's Diary Political, I like to drop the tip. You see all those ideas that comes to your head and you feel like, you look at all of them and you realize that these are kind of scarecrows. They appear to be powerful people. They appear to be all in all. You get what I mean now? But these are a bunch of thieves, scared crows. These are scared bunch of dogs. They can bark, but they can't really bite. If you hold them in their scotrum, if you hold their korokon like tough as you can, they will beg. But they must know you have the resources to do that to them. Don't go physical with them. I've always loved never to go physical with people. I hate being physical. So if you come at me now, no matter how much you don't like me, yeah? If you come at me, if you see me out there and you start shouting, I'm just going to walk away. Don't touch me. Just don't touch me. If you touch me, then whatever comes afterward, then will be, you have to live with it. I know, in the UK, or if you see me anywhere all over the world, or in Nigeria, now me go make sure say, una no see me. I was in Nigeria, by the way. I was in Nigeria for my mom's burial, and I was everywhere. Don't touch me. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Chidozie. Chidozie, bless you. Let me read that. The neo-colonial powers are behind the unworkable contraptions that exist in Africa. CNN and BBC will never expose the crime scene that is one Nigeria. We have to do it ourselves. Chidozie, that's what I'm talking about here. You need real resources. And then going physical is not really going to be an option, even though we don't rule that out. If we get pushed to that point that you need to defend yourselves, then you need to go physical, won't you? Yeah, you go physical. But they can be taken out. They just need to know who is hunting them and what do you want to do with the information. Do you understand? There are people who know how to use information, and there are people who can dig those information out. There are information you will get in the free market. There are other information you only have to get them from the black market, and they cost money. If you want to go after those who are holding the destiny of the Yoruba people, those who are using the Yorubas to play kites, using your lives to play kites, you can begin to get rid of them, replace them with pro-Yoruba reps and what have you. Those who are interested in any election anymore. We are interested in discussing the continued existence of the Yoruba people in Nigeria. Let me tell you something, One thing I've learned about leadership is this. People can give excuses why they can't do something for you when they are in power. They can give excuses and all of that. The excuses they are giving you for why they won't do something, it's not because of what they are going to probably lose in that position or what have you, but it is because of the personal benefit that they are somehow fraudulently gaining through that position. So they can tell you, no, I can't talk like that. I know how much I spent for my election. Get rid of them. You don't use physical to get rid of them. They have the police, they have the military, they have the Omotas, the Agberos, they have the cultists, they have the assassins, they also have the DSS. Or you can take away that power from them once they no longer have that kind of a position. How do you do that? I just gave you an idea earlier. We can get rid of them. Yes, we can. But for now, I'm just a dreamer until I wake up one day and people tell me, Maiyegun, you see that thing you suggested about G12, G15, G21, or have you? That operation is ongoing now, right? And some of the information that we're going to get, right, we are going to, we're going to begin to use them for the promotion of the Yoruba Nation agenda. So until we have the people on our side, until we have something that they can hold, something they will connect to, telling them about the Yoruba Nation can be very, very tricky. And it has always been. And sometimes the politicians fill in the gap to fill in the lies. You see that gap? They fill that up with lies. And somehow they give them the false hope again. Whatever you are telling them between that time, gone. So we need the people. We need the resources to reach them. We need more people to understand why being part of Yoruba Nation would be the ideal. Now, when you have the people who can really say they are Yorubas, if they say the Yorubas are having the meeting with federal government, whoever is the federal government, the entire Abuja will know that the Yoruba people are coming to Abuja. You know that kind of feeling, yeah? Because they know that that day, the entire Abuja will know that the Yoruba issue is being discussed. Now, when we get to that point, those are the bold team that can tell us that we're going to have our Yoruba Nation so day. And I will go out there and I will start dancing because, yes, we have the resources, we have the backers, we have the plan, we have the people. Now, yes, we control the levelers of power. Yes, we can go our way. That's why I said I'm a dreamer. Dream with me. Dream with me. Because it is doable and it is possible. Or else, we will continue to ask ourselves, how much do you think your life is worth in Nigeria? How much do you think? If you get killed today, if something happened to you today, whoever does that, or whoever did that, yeah, do you think there is going to be there's going to be justice? It depends. That's the answer I wanted to give to me. It depends on who committed the crime. And that's true. If it's committed by those who have always been getting away with all the atrocities that we have listed in the past so far, yeah, then you are likely not going to get any justice. Then your life is worthless. Should the life of a Nigerian or human being be worthless this much? Study Nigeria. It will shock you. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time, especially those who managed to turn up tonight again. I'm going to see you some other time, as usual. Thank you. Like that video, share it, subscribe, and do whatever you can to let people know that Maiyegun was live. I'll see you again. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì í o. Ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe,